What do you think Turkish poached eggs with a yogurt dill sauce, doesn't that sound good, have to do with a yoga class designed to open up your hips? This 10-minute yoga morning class where you don't need any props or special clothing. It's inspired by a live online class that I do on Sunday mornings called Sunday Yoga Brunch. We get on our mats and I guide you through a yoga practice, and then afterwards we all cook the same thing together. And one week we made these Turkish poached eggs. You don't have to really be very good at cooking or anything. That's why there's a group of us so we can all help each other. What's that got to do with yoga class? You got to stay tuned to find out. Let's begin in child's pose. Hands and knees, big toes together, knees wide so you have space for your belly. Sit down on your heels. Stretch your arms out in front of you. And then with your hips rooting down and back, take your forehead to the floor. If your forehead doesn't reach the floor, place something underneath it. If this is hurting your knees, throw a blanket or something behind your knees to help protect your knee joint. And once you've found your comfortable position, allow your eyes to close. Often we are taught to suppress our creativity and imagination, to behave appropriately, and to sit still, just so. Our pelvic region is often where we stuff things, thoughts, and feelings, because it doesn't fit with our image and identity, things we aren't ready to embrace, things we can't let go of yet. Anytime we're working with our hips, our pelvis, it's important to understand that it's common to suddenly have emotions bubble up, rage, sorrow, even overwhelming joy. Whatever's been stagnating there and just got loosened up. If this does happen, I invite you to embrace this, feel it fully, whatever it is, flowing out of you, allowing yourself the space to clear out whatever you're feeling, positive or negative, letting it move, letting go. Take your hands and draw them underneath your shoulders, engage your abdominals, and just use your hands as much as you need to help you press back up. And come on to hands and knees. Stretch up and back, downward facing dog. And then bend your left knee, stretch your right heel to the ground. Bend your right knee, stretch your left heel to the ground. As you do that, lift your sitting bones up to the sky. One more each side. And then come to hands and knees, cat and cow, warming the spine. So tilt the top rim of your pelvis forward, extend the spine, lift the gaze, feel space in between every vertebra. Exhale, tuck the belly under, round. And then inhale, extend, cow. Exhale, cat. Push the floor away with your hands. And then inhale back to neutral. And then sway your hips to the right. Look over your right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, sway hips left. Look over left shoulder. And each side again, swaying to the right and then to the left, easing your way into this. Inhale, center. Take a breath and inhale your left leg in the air behind you. Keep your spine in neutral here. Breathe. And then exhale, draw your knee into your chest. And then take it over to the left, bringing it as close to your left tricep as you can. And then over to the right tricep. Back to center. And then down. Now take your legs back into plank. And if this is going to be too challenging, immediately come back onto your knees. That's fine. Otherwise, float your left leg in the air. Inhale. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale. Exhale, knee over to the left. And then exhale, knee over to the right. Inhale and exhale, plank. And come back to hands and knees. Step your left leg forward between your hands and walk this foot over to the left so you get space. Bring both hands to the inside, hands underneath shoulders, and you start to feel more of an opening in the hips here. Take your lower legs and draw them strongly into the midline. And then push your inner knees and inner thighs apart. Lengthen your tailbone, lift your belly off of your thighs, stretch your spine. Let's go into lizard. So you can play with walking your hands a little farther forward. You can take your back knee back a little further. It depends on you. Start bending at the elbows. Swing the elbows towards each other. Feel the legs supporting this action, okay? So that the hips can start to open, you've got to create space. So widen the two sitting bones apart from each other. Lift up on the pelvic floor and draw the forearms to the floor. This might not work, okay? You might not be here. That's okay. You just want a deep opening in the hip. You don't want to rip the hip open. It's like taking poached eggs and cooking them too fast, and then the egg yolk breaks. We don't want that. And now climb yourself back up onto your hands, like so. Take your left foot a little bit further in. Just make sure it's in line with your hip. Then keep this, go back so that this knee and this hip are in line. So hands underneath shoulders. You can come onto fingertips and then walk that left leg forward, come onto the left heel. Ardha Hanumanasana. Spread the toes, dig the left heel into the floor and pull it energetically back towards the back of your mat. Lift up on the kneecap. It's like you're reaching back with this whole leg and down with the hip. And then you're lengthening the spine over. Choose to stay here if you want to go a little bit deeper. We're not that warm, but you could walk this right leg back a little further or a little bit deeper. So we're getting into our lumbar spine now, not just hip flexion. Pull the low back muscles up and in and stretch. And exhale, you got to draw in with those legs, okay? And move your mat all every which way, okay? Step your right leg between your hands. Bring the right hand to the inside of the right foot. Right foot goes to the right, so you have space here. And lizard on this side. Play with taking your leg back or not, your left leg. Play with taking your hands forward or not. What works for you? Low belly lifts. And as you lower down, notice how much help the legs are here. So with that left ankle, left lower leg drawing in, right ankle, right lower leg drawing in, inner thighs apart, you feel more spaciousness in your hips. Use that. Lift your pelvic floor. Climb yourself back up. Walk this right foot in a little bit so it's in line. And then start with left hip over left knee and walk your right leg straight. Come onto the heel, dig the heel down and back, all the way back through the outer hip and down. Extend through your spine. Maybe you choose to walk your left knee back a little bit. Feel how much the back leg can help you. Back inner thigh lengthening and widening to the left. And then you can draw the tailbone down, get a little deeper. And then draw right into the center of the pelvis to come back. Oh, and move the mat every which way. And sit in Sukhasana, this easy cross-legged position. They were just there just a little bit ago, but see how much different it feels. Closing your eyes and listen to your body. How does it feel? How do your thoughts and feelings? Where do you feel more calm, more centered, more focused? Do you feel like a Turkish egg, ready to share your unique creativity with the world? Draw your hands together, connect them with your heart. Choose for yourself the gifts that you've received. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to hearing your comments and thoughts below. Please remember to like this video, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Namaste.